Hi, my name is Cirlin, and I'm the Executive Director of the Center for Loss and Renewal, and I'd like to spend a few minutes with you today talking about the services we provide at the center. For the last 25 years, Dr. Miriam Ben-Chaim and I have sat with hundreds of grieving people, helping them adjust to a new world following the loss of a loved one. And that's a difficult process. People often come to our offices experiencing a tremendous surprise at how deeply the loss has impacted, surprised at how deep the yearning is they're experiencing for the return of the loved one, surprised at how overwhelmed they feel, how depressed they feel, how foreign they feel to their old selves. That makes sense to us because to lose a loved one is to lose an anchor often. And when that anchor through the process of death, whether that be an anticipated death or a sudden death, when that anchor lifts, many people experience themselves as adrift at sea. The grief therapist Tom Adig describes the process of grieving as having to relearn what it means to be alive. So when I lose someone, I have to relearn my experience, relearn who I am. Right? Over the course of a life, we basically develop stable pictures of who we are, and that's based on the strength of our attachments to people. But when those attachments are severed, we begin experiencing new feelings. We have a new take on the world. We see things in a different way. And so we have to relearn who we are. We also have to relearn our relationship with time. When I'm involved with a loved one, that person helps me define key moments, holiday moments, weekly moments, daily moments. And when that person is no longer in my life, my sense of time has changed, and I have to relearn what it means to live day by day, week by week, month by month. I also have to relearn my relationship to space, because if I spent my life going to a particular theater or a particular restaurant with my loved one, and then I no longer have that person to spend time with at that place, I have to relearn what it means to be in the world without that person by my side. I have to relearn my relationship with my resources, with my friends. Sometimes prior to the death of a loved one, I expect certain people to be there for me, to give me support. And then I discover that when a death has occurred, certain people end up absenting themselves from my life. And I have to question, well, who are these people? Who are my real resources? And finally, I have to relearn my relationship with spirit. And by that, I don't mean anything religious or anything organized. Really what I mean by that is, what is my sense of meaning? What does it mean to be a human being? How do I understand the life process? How do I understand death? What does it mean to die? What does it mean to be a human being? And so our job at the Center for Loss and Renewal is to help people come to grips with these key issues and to help them in a very supportive way. And we do that mainly in two key ways. One is through our bereavement groups. We offer groups for people mourning the loss of a parent. We offer groups for people mourning the loss of a sibling, and for people mourning the loss of a spouse. The purpose of our groups is to create a real safe place for people to get support, to be understood, to really feel less isolated. Part of what one of our main goals in the people we work with is to help people understand that grief is a very complicated and messy process. America still today is a very, what I would call it, an illiterate society when it comes to understanding what grief is about. And people often talk about, well, what's going to bring about closure? We don't think that that term closure is a particularly useful term. Grief takes a long time to come to grips, for many people, to come to grips with what it means to be a human being following that loss. So that's what we do in our groups, and we give people a lot of time to talk, to share with each other, and we give people a variety of kind of written therapeutic assignments that help people understand their new lives. Some people also come to us, many people come to us for individual therapy, because there are people who don't like to be in a group with other people, people who find it too overwhelming to hear the stories of pain and loss of others. And so we work with those people individually. We help them take a look at the impact of the loss on their life. We help them take a look at past losses, how those losses still play out in the current loss, and we help those people take a look at their current lives today and help them function better both with their families, in their jobs, and with their friends. And so our goal at the Center for Loss and Renewal is to really help people find a way to be human, to find meaning in life in spite of their loss. You know, sometimes people call us and they say, well, do you work on other problems at the Center for Loss and Renewal? Or do you only work on grief? And of course our answer is yes. We work on a variety of problems. We work with people suffering from anxiety. We work with people suffering from depression. We work with people in relationships that aren't giving them satisfaction. And our basic take on this is that any change in life it demands coming to grips with some loss, and is about finding a new way to be in the world. And when you change, you have to give up something. And that's not easy, and that's one of the reasons people don't change so rapidly. So we believe that it's possible. Finally, what I'd like to end by saying is we believe it's possible to find renewal in a world. People often ask me, well, how do you do this work? Don't you get sad all the time? And my answer characteristically is, you know, sometimes I do feel sad. I do encounter people living and struggling with very painful situations. But my 25 years of experience in doing this work is that people can find a way to make it through. I do believe deeply that renewal is possible. People can learn to live with wounds, and that's really the goal of our practice. So please feel free to give us a call or email us, and we will be happy to talk to you about your situation. All the best to you.